Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachadro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yastyadviradavaktraadhyaha Parishadhyaha Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sachidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvabhuta Hite Ratham Vedab Chabhaskaram Bande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat Itaratascha Arteshu Abhignahasvarat Tene Brahma Hridayah Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah Tejovari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatritri Sargo Mrisha Dhamna Sena Sada Nirasta Kohakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmaha Prochidha Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Molanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paraihi Isvaraha Sadhyaha Hrudi Avarudhyatehe Atra Krutibihi Sustrushubihi Tatshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Palam Sukhamukat Amrita Drava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apeta Krutyam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravaha Abhineduhutam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimana Tosmi Yahat Svanubhavam Akila Sutisaram Ekam Adhyatma Deepam Atitirshatam Tamondhama Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sudum Upayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off in our last session. We came up to Slokam number 22, Adhyayam 11, Skandham number 4. Slokam 22 we came up to, and that Slokam is Kechit Karma Vadanti Yenam Svabhavam Apare Nrupa Eke Kalam Pare Daivam Pumsah Kamam Uta Apare. Some people live for a long time, in a many number of years. Some die young. Lifespan, so-called lifespan, is shortened in our way of estimating it, even though everything is really full and fair. Okay, 32 years Adi Shankaracharya lived in his body, and would you consider his lifespan being full? Honestly, how much he accomplished? How about Vivekananda? Right? So, we have our own measure of lifespan in number of years. Satamanam bhavati, satayuhu. The Vedic blessing is there. May you live for 100 years. Yes, that is. Yes. Mute. Star 6, please. Star 6, if you don't mind. Whoever just joined just now. Thank you. And but here, when we say that why somebody lives for 32 and somebody 100, so many things, questions in our mind. And the previous Slokam said that it's only Bhagavan who does that. right? He shortens some life, what we call it. Some people have a short lifespan, some a long lifespan, etc. That we saw. Now, why is it so? Some people say, yeah, that is all his fate or his destiny. And some people, no, this is nature. Some people say it is nature. And some others say, no, that's how time operates. Okay. And some others say, sir, it's all fate, vidhi. And then some others say, no, it is all based upon what that individual person desired. Right? It's your desire that manifests in what you get ultimately. Maybe you may not have desired it in this lifespan, but previous life you might desire it. So that's what Slokam 22 is. Now we'll continue with 23. Avyaktasya aprameyasya nanasakti yudayasya cha na vai chikirshitam tata ko vedat sasambhavam. Avyaktasya aprameyasya nanasakti udayasya cha na vai chikirshitam tata ko vedat sasambhavam. Ko veda atha sasambhavam. Ko kaha. Okay. Kaha veda atha sambhavam. Okay. Kaha Veda, who knows really? See, there are so many possible reasons. We can speculate on the basis of our intelligence, limited intelligence and understanding. We speculate so many things, right? Now, even when you remove somebody is on ventilator and you remove the ventilator for that person, he is basically on ventilator support. Does that mean the person immediately breathes his or her last as soon as you remove the ventilator? Does it happen in 5 minutes or half an hour or 2 hours? We don't know. None of us knows, right? In spite of all our scientific advancements, it's impossible. So, and the previous slokam, they said, when the disappearance, when this life force leaves the body, and what is it? That is decided by Bhagavan. That's the previous slokam had said, the slokam 21. And 22, our speculation, various possible reasons we give. Then in 23, as an answer to our own doubts, and still we are not satisfied. No, I really don't know. So for that, 23, it says, Kaha Veda, who really knows? Okay? And then it explains it, why it is so. Hey, Tata, my dear child, who's addressing Maitreya is addressing Vidura. Always remember that, okay? Avyaktasya aprameyasya nanasakti yudayasya chikishitam kaha Veda. If you want to put it in a sentence form, and very sunadam, the Sanskritam is so sweet. The moment you understand a word here and there and all that, it's more and more you pick up, you see how beautiful it is. Okay? Tata avyaktasya aprabeyasya nanasakti utasya chikishitam kaha Veda. Avyaktasya. Avyaktam. Very subtle. Something that is not cognizable by the senses. Avyaktam. Aprameyasya. Something that is not cognizable, capturable by the mind, by the intelligence, by the imagination, or whatever it is. Beyond my ability to conceive. Inconceivable means truly inconceivable, something that I cannot even imagine. That aprameyasya, beyond my power of imagination, because that is the one that gives me the power of imagination. So that's coming later. Swasambhavam is a beautiful Sanskrit padam that Vyasa Bhagavan teaches us in the slokam. So an intelligent person, okay, is intelligent because the intelligence is the one that gives him the power to understand. with the power to understand that is given by his intelligence, how can he understand intelligence itself? It's as simple as that. Okay? And so Avyaktasya, very subtle, incognizable, also you can say formless, so many ways you can describe that. Aprameyasya, something that's inconceivable, unimaginable, beyond the power of mind to grasp. Nana Sakti Udayasya. Nana Sakti. How many types of Sakti, how many types of powers, how it is manifested in this world? I mean, scientifically we say, light and sound and electricity and magnetism, and then we go into different forms of energy that is being manifested. But what is the source of this energy? Right? Please understand. So that Nana Sakti Udayasya, that is the one that is a repository of the various manifestations, varied and so many varieties in which power appears, even in our life, isn't it? Whatever you call it, the power for the cells to separate, power from a hand to lift up and bring it down, whichever, the power for an ant to move, whatever it is, okay? We may have our own scientific terminology like gravity and centripetal force and stuff like that, but where all these different manifestations of energy reside? What is it? Where do they all reside? What is the repository of all this? From which they all come in so many ways. Nana Sakti Udayasya. That Avyaktasya, Aprameyasya, Nana Sakti Udayasya, Avanudaya. Okay, please understand. Avyaktasya, grammatically, that is an apostrophe and S in English. So, that entities that appears in so many ways, in so many energy forms, that the entity that is incognizable, it's incognizable entities, in putting it in English with an apostrophe and S. In Tamil, so that you all understand it properly, Avyaktasya, Sukshma Rupam Udayavanudaya, grammatically Asya. Aprameyasya, Ariya Mudiyadavanudaya. Okay? Nana Sakti Udayasya. Nana Sakti, பலவிதமான சக்திகள், வலிமைகள், சக்திகள், அவற்றிற்கு உறைவிடமாக இருப்பவனுடைய. It's very important to understand the grammar. Okay? That's why I said it in Tamil. Avyaktasya Aprameyasya Nana Sakti Udayasya Chikishitam Virupattai, avanuடைய Bhagavanudaya Virupattai. Okay, in grammatically understanding it, Kahaveda, who knows, who actually will know? That is the question. That is why the previous Slokam, it's all speculation. Why does it happen like this? Who knows? As Sukha beautifully described, the same question is asked by Parikshit. When Sukha is describing the avataram of Krishna, in response, because Parikshit is insistent, please tell me how that beautiful nectarine story of the birth of Krishna. And then Sukha says, I've been waiting for you, waiting to tell you that the right moment has come. You're right now ready to receive the nectarine sweetness. We all hear it, but our receptacle is all polluted. We're not able to taste the sweetener. But so Parikshit was readied after listening for 7 days. And Bhagavan's glories and stories, his mind is so pure and still, it became actually amanaska. The mind is absent. No desires other than just the thought of Bhagavan, Krishna. Now Sukamuni says, yes, now you're ready to, I've been waiting to tell you this. And then he describes how the first 6 children, 6 small babies, were first released from death by Kamsa, but then later on, when the 7th child was transported from the womb of Devaki, okay, then that is where Balarama, it's called Sankarshna, the name came. When Kamsa comes to know about it, what we call it as abortion, whatever it is, the scientific word for it, but basically the fetus was transported from one womb to another. So he comes to know about it. He thinks, oh my God, Vasudeva is playing a trick on me, not keeping his word. And the next baby, 8th baby, I don't know when it will be born. So best thing is, and Narada comes and gives a beautiful confusion for people who do not understand Narada's teachings. It is confusion. You think he's playing a mischief. No. He's only elaborating and repeating and reinforcing that the same one entity is present everywhere. We miss that teaching in what Narada says. So he comes and says, you fool Kamsa, you think the 8th child, you counted 7 and you're waiting for the 8th child to come. Suppose if I give you a rose flower, I ask you to count the petals, number of petals. And you start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Suppose you start in another place. Where is number 1 and where is number 8? How do you know the 8th child has already not been born? Basically, that's the message. He's true, because every baby is Krishna's Amsam only. Then Kamsa said, oh my God. He asked Vasudeva to bring the 6 babies and kills them most cruelly. Most cruelly. When Sukamuni describes this, Parikshit could not stand. Swami, how is it possible that a person who knows that his death is approaching him, okay, Kamsa has been warned, he resolves to such cruelty. And these babies, some of them are 6 years old, some of them are basically not even 1 year old, small babies. How come their lifespan is ended so shortly? Then Sukamuni answers that question. Exactly what the Slokam 23 says. But he elaborates it. So that's why I'm sharing that with you. He says, Parikshit, you and I see with our eyes what is presented before us. Bhagavan is not like that. He sees all. He past, present, and the future. Correspondingly, he's the most judicious. What he does is justice. And he knows what happened in the past, why this present body is appearing, and what is going to happen in the future. And how do you know? We all see the middle of the drama. The beginning we have not seen. The end we don't know. How can he pass judgment on it? For all you know, this baby that may have had a meritorious end, for because of all the merits, punyangal it has done, it took this body and lived a short span to fulfill the whatever the small karma balance it has, and gone back to Bhagavan's lotus feet. We don't know what is best. Only Bhagavan knows. And that is very important to understand. What Bhagavan does is dharma. What Bhagavan speaks is satyam. See, always remember this. Our intelligence, our mind is always playing tricks on us, and I'm habituated to be under its trap all the time. However much I try to get out of the trap, I'm using my own mind to get out of the trap that it itself has woven. How is it possible? It's not possible, because mind will never allow me to get out of its trap. And what does it say? It has its own sense of fairness and justice. limited understanding. We all know, we really don't know much. We actually know very little, not even worth talking about what we know. But it passes judgment on Bhagavan's actions. What can be more foolish than this? Please think very carefully. And this is why all these Bhagavan's avatarangal comes to teach us to put faith in Bhagavan's sense of justice, because that is the most just dharmic thing. Once Krishna and Arjuna were going around, and Bhagavan, when you move with Bhagavan, constantly, of course, it is blissful, lots of play and mischief and jokes and very happy occasions. No, unbelievable, unbelievably sweet. But interspersed and suddenly, unexpectedly, also you will be tested. Because Bhagavan, what test is what? Testing your faith. Very important. Very important. Because the faith has to be strengthened. That's the only way the mind can be overcome. Only through faith. And it is like, as the example that Swami gives so beautifully, you hit a nail on a wall, okay, with a hammer. And then what do you do before you hang a picture? You shake the nail with your hand to see whether it is strong, isn't it? Like that, the tests are given to see if our faith is strong. So, Krishna asked Arjuna as they were walking along, Arjuna, did you see those pair of beautiful sparrows sitting on the branch of the tree there? Arjuna says, yeah, beautiful sparrows, Krishna, I agree. No, Arjuna, they're not sparrows, they're crows. Don't you have eyes? See properly. Arjuna says, yes, they are crows, Krishna, they're so beautiful they are. And Krishna says, what, are you fool? Look properly. They're actually minas. They're beautiful. And like that he keeps changing the birds. And Arjuna says, yes, Krishna, yes, that's what they are. And then Krishna asks him, Arjuna, what? Don't you see with your own eyes what they are? You agree with everything I say? And then Arjuna says, Swami, if you say they are sparrows, they are sparrows. If you say they are crows, they are crows. If you say they are eagles, they are eagles. What you say is truth, is Satyam. Please understand, very important. Not what my eyes see, what my ears hear. No, don't put faith in that. Put faith in Bhagavan. This is very important. Kaha Veda, Chikishitam, Tasya Chikishitam, Kaha Veda. His virupam, his plan, his desire. And what is Bhagavan? That Bhagavan is desireless. It has no desire. But what is his desire when we say he's only like a mother wants only the well-being of the child, nothing else. No mother would want any harm comes to the child. Every mother wants a child to be a good conduct, character, leader, what we call as a happy, contented, peaceful life. Isn't it? Bhagavan is no different, a divine mother. He wants only Sukham for all of us. Each you be. But what is Sukham? Not in the world, only at the lotus feet. That is where Sukham, that's where the peace, the Santam is, the final abode. So that is what Divine Mother wants for you and me, for everyone. So, naturally, He will put me to test and increase my faith and teach me not to trust my own fragile and shaky intelligence and mind, which is full of doubts only. Which full of doubts, isn't it? What do you really know that you know without doubt? Honestly speaking, you don't even know what time it is. You look at a clock, but you're not sure whether it is 100% correct, isn't it? Anything you think you know or I think I know is riddled only with doubt. Whereas faith is something else. What you experience is something else, 100%, no doubt. So Bhagavan is always doing that. Kaha Veda. So some are short span of life, some are long span of life. I may call it Vidhi, I may call it fate, destiny, karma, time, whatever it is, that is my own speculation. But because Bhagavan wills it that way, because he knows what is best for that mind that took that body, what is the best. So that, what we call as the, using today's GPS thing, the shortest way to get back to lotus feet, only Bhagavan knows. So, Tata avyaktasya aprameyasya nanasakti udayasya chikishitam kahaveda. Then he explains, Atha swasambhavam. Swasambhavam is very important. I cannot understand what intelligence is using my own sense of intelligence. Impossible. Because intelligence is the one that gives me the power to understand. How can I understand that gives me the power to understand? Impossible. So, swasambhavam, kahaveda, how can he know that? It's impossible. So best thing is faith. And faith is Shraddha is one word that is includes faith in it. And that is absolutely essential. Without faith, again, people may say, oh, that's blind faith, sir. But faith is blind. Think, anything that you have faith in is blind. It is not rationally arrived at. It is not arrived at using scientific principles, which we all give too much weightage to. Okay? But faith by itself is blind only. Blind in what? When we say blind, beyond my senses, beyond my mind, beyond my intelligence, beyond my buddhi, there is some entities there which I am blind to, but I put my faith in that. And that will open my inner eyes. So this swasambhavam kahaveda is very important. So this is the repeated message, teaching from Bhagavatam, all the scriptures that we have, okay, is to develop this faith. This is what Swami Manu is explaining here. Avyaktasya aprameyasya nanasakti udayasya cha na vai chikishritam tata kahaveda atha swasambhavam. Now, looks like our time is up. Today, only one slokam. I hope you're all happy. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu.